which quarterback would you rather build around, Patrick Mahomes or Baker Mayfield?
This is very, very difficult. I believe both of them are not your typical traditional NFL quarterbacks. You have one playing for a franchise who doesn't currently have a coach, and then one of the coaches who I respect as an offensive mind, Andy Reid. So if I have a son and he's a quarterback, where would I rather him? Be in Cleveland with an owner that in 6 years has had 5 different coaches, 3 or 4 different general managers. Like, it's the system around it. Right now, I got to say Andy Reid with Patty Mahomes. I got to go with Patty Mahomes because where he is. Like, I got to trust Andy Reid has done this before. Cleveland has messed this up before. So I believe in both of their talent. I believe both of them have the intangible things as far as leadership, meaning they can lead grown men. I believe that they're very, very special. But Patty Mahomes, I'm seeing him do it. I'm seeing him do it. I'm seeing him making plays. I'm seeing him making throws. I'm not projecting anymore. I'm just projecting with Baker Mayfield because he hadn't been supported, and he is at least 1 year behind developmental of Patty Mahomes, at least.
He's a year behind developmentally, even though he's actually older as far as like on the calendar. Baker Mayfield hosted Pat Mahomes, and when Pat Mahomes was visiting Texas Tech, they then obviously played each other once when Baker was at Oklahoma, and that game was bananas, and I'll show you that game in a minute. But to me, it's not a hard question. And it's not because I don't like Baker. I think Baker's going to be a stud. But as C put it, Pat Mahomes is a stud right now. Pat Mahomes, you could have any name opposite Pat Mahomes right now and ask me that question. Who would you rather build around, Pat Mahomes or pick any player in football? And I would take Patrick Mahomes. Through 8 games this year, he's on pace for 52 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. Now, is he in the best situation a young quarterback can be in? Absolutely. Not just because of Andy Reid, but because of the embarrassment of riches of weapons he has.
Absolutely.
And so he is in a perfect situation. But there have been other quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, maybe not this year, but in the past, in equally as advantageous situations, and nobody's done what Pat Mahomes has done. And he's not doing it against the Cardinals and the Niners every week. He's done it on the road against tough opponents. So the other reason is I do think what your first football experiences are, those circumstances you can't control, I think they have a big impact on what your trajectory is. I think if they have any impact whatsoever, for Pat Mahomes, it's been all positive, and for Baker Mayfield, it's been a lot more tumultuous.
Look what they did for Patty Mahomes after he started one game. The guys in front of him, Alex Smith, they traded him out of the building. Nice and good. So there's no distraction.
People don't know they started one game last year, week 17.
There's a smooth transition. He's got the leading rusher in the NFL as a tailback. He's got an up-and-coming star receiver in Tyreek Hill. And then he's got Kelsey, arguably the 1, 2, or 3 best tight end in football. Oh, that's not enough. We're going to go out and get Sammy Watkins for him. So it's just hard for me. I've been cheering for Baker. I think Baker is a stud. I thought he was going to be a stud when I saw him devour Ohio State in Ohio Stadium. But what Patty Mahomes has working for him, I know you have to be supported in the NFL. And the support that he has around him right now is leading to him having this special season.
What can Baker do moving forward now with a new coach or interim coach? What can he do now for the remainder of the season moving forward?
Survive.
You
took the word and plucked it from my brain. Exactly. The rest of the year for Baker, it's about survival.
So everyone is not cut out, Sarah, to play in the NFL. And right now, you start to see these young quarterbacks, they have not faced the type of adversity that they're facing. Baker Mayfield, after 8 weeks, we said, man, they've won 2 more games they've won the last 2 years. Coach gets fired. Offense coordinator gets fired. He comes to work is like, you know something? This is not the smooth transition from Bob Stoops to Lincoln Riley. Like, this is real life. There's real consequences, and the pressure on him is monumental. Patty Mahomes went through the offseason, smooth transition. He started the season fresh. He didn't get hit. if Baker needs to survive this season, not get some of the football knocked out of him, so when he does come back with this new coach, with this new setup, that he is ready and his mind is fresh and ready to be a star in this league.
And talk about for Baker not only having a coaching change, but having it go from where the head coach, we saw it on Hard Knocks, and we know Hugh's history, where the head coach is going to be an offensive-minded, quarterback-friendly, focus-on-you guy. Todd Haley focused on you. They're both out the building. Now we got wire-rimmed glasses Greg Williams, cut off the head and the body will die. Like, he's focused on the defense. Like, so Baker went from having all this attention in a positive way to having a lot less attention. And so the one way it works in his advantage is this. For a #1 pick, who I actually think has played well this year, but the numbers are obviously not pretty, nobody's blaming any of this on him.
Right.
Like, usually #1 picks are under a lot of scrutiny. Jared Goff was his rookie year. Mitch Trubisky even as the #2 pick. Like, nobody's saying Baker's the problem with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in this game, C, but I just want to show America what happened the last time these two guys played, because it's one of the most bananas college football games ever. Texas Tech, Oklahoma. All right, that's the score up top, 66-59. I don't know if you see that. My guy, Patty Mahomes, threw the ball 88 times for 734 yards in a football game. Baker only had to throw it 36 times to put up 545. Baker threw for 7 touchdowns. Patty Mahomes threw for 5 touchdowns. It was one of the craziest college football games ever.
Baker throws for 7 touchdowns. He's got Lincoln Riley calling plays for him, who's probably better than whoever's going to be calling plays for him this weekend. And I know his wide receiving core definitely had more speed and depth than the Browns, what they have right now. So Baker trying to go back to Oklahoma. Well, he's making a lot of money there, too. I was like, oh, you got to take a pay cut. It's
about a wash. #1 overall pick versus Oklahoma.
What can the Browns do to upset the Chiefs?
Oh, pray. They ain't going to win this game.
No, this is what's got to happen. And this is real. This is not make-believe. Their defense has been playing an unbelievable level. That's the Cleveland Browns. They've been turning the ball over at a record-breaking pace. But their offense, the Browns, hadn't taken advantage of. They need to be able to create 4 turnovers, and they need to be able to score 3 touchdowns off those turnovers. Nick, we talked this morning about the turnovers.
This is insane. The Browns have created 22 turnovers this year, the most in football by a wide margin. They have scored 34 points off those 22 turnovers. That's embarrassing. Like, that is, when C says they got to create 4, they're averaging 3 a game.
So I'm giving people real things. Real things can happen. Create 1 more turnover, and the offense do something with it when you get the ball.
Survive and pray.
Survive and pray.
That's what I'm taking. Coming up.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.